So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Venus as the Atmakaraka in the fifth house, as in what happens when Venus is holding the highest degree in your birth chart, known as Atmakaraka, abbreviated with AK. Okay. And as always, if you do not know if your Venus is the Atmakaraka or not, you can check out the links here, Astrology.com, under shop section, where you'll find my report on option 6. And of course, the new signature option, option 13B, and of course with all the other options as well. And please remember, my Taurus and Aries mini course is now published on Vedic Astrology Academy, where I give the activation dates. There are many of them for each of these zodiac signs, along with like the hidden techniques that you can instantly make. Okay, so Venus in the fifth house. You know, as I told you, Atmakaraka is the planet that shows the unfinished business and unfinished karma that has to be paid. You know, it's like kind of like your debt is, your credit card bill is here, and now you have to make either a minimum payment or you pay the whole thing. So Atmakaraka soul is here to burn things, because again, sun is the original Atmakaraka, and sun is heated, hot. It helps you burn things. So so when it's a Chara Atmakaraka, meaning any other planet who becomes the Atmakaraka, will help you burn your karma in this life, and it also sets a part of your personality. So especially with Atmakaraka Venus in the fifth house, you will see this person will sacrifice themselves for romance and love, including their career and money. Meaning, so here's the thing. Only they have to be deeply in love though. You know, kind of like your first love type thing, first girlfriend type thing, right? In high school or college, you had a girlfriend and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to do everything for her. And you're like putting a red carpet in front of them. You know, you're sprinkling flowers on that. That's the kind of deep love that you will give up. You'll sacrifice your career. So if your romantic love says, you know, you're not spending so much time, why can't you just work 3 days or 4 days a week? Okay, yes, I will do that. And then instead of working 5-6 days a week, where they were making the full money, now they're making 65% of what they're making. But hey, they're satisfying their love and romance. So it is that sacrificing that is happening, because Venus is in the fifth house of the sun. Sun is the king. What is the king has to do, right? What is the king has to do for its kingdom? It has to sacrifice things. Okay. It's a king is here to sacrifice. So they're going to sacrifice, including for children as well. And most definitely, even if you get a boy, you definitely will get a girl too, with Venus in the fifth. And here's the thing. Wish for a girl in the fifth house with Venus. Or wish for a girl when Venus is in the fifth house. Lakshmi becomes active, money becomes active, fulfillment desires becomes active, and they will be there throughout life. But especially when the girl gets married, make sure she throws the rice in the back when you do the Hindu ritual, or even in like American ceremonies I've seen. Like they will throw the rice on the girl. So there's certain steps in India they will take, like they will take the footprints of the girl with the sindhoor and in a white cloth, and they'll keep it with you, because the energy of the Lakshmi will stay within the home. So you have to do these type of rituals. I'm sure you can find out. You know, you can even just go to the priest in the temple and they'll give you all the details on it. So Venus here is here to sacrifice, and especially because Venus has luxury name brand logos, you will see God gives you money. Okay, God gives you money so you can provide the luxury to your spouse and your children especially. And this is why with Venus in the fifth house, definitely focus on having children. I know there's this new trend. Inflation is high, economy is bad, we're not going to have children, it's already stressful, it's already this. When I had my kids, okay, we were living in an apartment and it was stressful. Like, oh my God, I got to provide for themselves. But guess what? It just ends up working out. When you're a parent, when the child comes, it ends up working out. And you got to understand, there's always a high and low in the economy. Right now it's all low, and all the news media is only saying. So one thing you will also see, especially with Venus as the Atmakaraka, you have to be subservient to your spouse and your children, especially in a man's chart. You will see within a man's chart, male chart. Okay, you're going to be subservient to your children and your spouse. Although with the spouse you will feel forced to be subservient, but with the children says something, especially when it's a girl. Girl says, I want this. Okay, fine, you can get this. Spouse says, can I get this? I want this. You'll argue a little bit, but then you'll be like, okay, fine, get it. And here's the thing with Venus as Atmakaraka, because Venus is the woman, right? And so when Venus is in the fifth, the seventh aspect of Venus is in the 11th house. Why? Because Venus is sitting somewhere, right? When I'm sitting here, I'm not looking down where I'm sitting. My back is going to start hurting. My spine is going to start hurting and nothing is happening. But when I look up front, at least I can see things, right? So that means the seventh aspect of any planet is a very important aspect because it's trying to attain that particular thing. So Venus in the fifth house says your children, your daughters, your wife are trying to attain 11th house, which is gains, profits, desires, fulfillment of desires. So now, when you fulfill the desires of the spouse, fulfill the desires of the children, gains come in. Venus becomes activated. You gain things in life. And yes, this is a great placement for somebody who's the soul is desiring to express itself creatively, artistically. One will also at one point will learn mantras. I don't care. You can be from Regalativa. You can be from Chile. You can be from India, Sri Lanka. You will come across mantras and you will at one point in your life will say some mantra. And that too, a Vedic Sanskrit mantra. Even if it's Gayatri mantra. You'll do it. You'll say it. And yes, spouse will have ego. Very strong ego. Regardless of the sign. This is why I said a man has to be subservient to the wife and the kids. Kids, especially girls, they themselves will have developed ego. Now you can say, oh my girl doesn't have an ego. How old is your daughter? 8, 9? No. 11, 12? No. 13, 14? No. 16 onwards. They will have it. Right? Every single parent say, oh my God, my daughter is going to be the best, this and that. As soon as they become teenagers, hormones kicking, and boom, they start going against the parents. Oh, I hate you. You this. We all have done that. We all have gone against our parents when we now realize that, yeah, maybe we should not have gone, even though they were semi-right, semi-wrong. There was no reason to vilify them. We all go through that. Hopefully, if you're a teenager, just keep your mouth shut. This is quiet. I know I'm talking about regular things, not like some physical abuse or something is happening. Okay, but I'm talking about those regular teenage and parents relationship. Just trust me, you're going to regret it after you turn like 30, after 36. Like, why was I like saying this to my parents? But and especially when Venus is in the 11th house, okay? And especially as the Atmakaraka looks at the own sign, like for example, Venus is in Aries in the 5th house, Venus is in Scorpio in the 5th house, huge gains will come in and all the desires will be fulfilled post-marriage and with the birth of children. You'll get more than what you even deserved. You'll get everything. So also, yeah, sign placement is important, but you can see the basic avenue and attitude. Like, especially if, let's say, Venus is exalted in the 5th house, that means the 7th aspect of Venus is on Virgo. Right? So now, spouse and kids are wanting the highest form of luxury and gains. 7th aspect of Venus is in Virgo. That means, you know what this person is going to be doing? They're going to fulfill desire, but after much arguments, fights, discussion, budgeting. Because Venus is looking at this debilitated sign position of Virgo. You're going to fight first, then you're going to give it. And don't do that. Stop calculating everything all the time. Okay, you don't know when you're going to die. You're saving for your 65, 70 years old. You can go anytime. So don't argue with the 11th house. They want something, you know you can fulfill it, and you know there's no need to create an argument, but you just want to create an argument for the sake of argument so you can save money. No, don't do that. Because then the Atmakaraka's goal is hurting. You're not here for yourself with Venus in the 5th house. Please know that. You're not. You're here for the kingdom. Any planet in the 5th house is not here for itself. It's here for the kingdom in a different way. You're here to provide luxury, wealth, and money, comfort to your progeny, not yourself. You enjoy it as it's coming in. But the main thing is them. Make them your focus. Say, I want to save for my children. I want to make money for my children and spouse, and then you get the money. Instead of saying, oh, okay, I'm going to make it for myself. Okay? Thank you very much. And remember, my courses are now active on Vedic Astrology Academy. Bye-bye.